text me. Still to this day, he's a great fucking movie.
Fuck, Jesus!
Wait, He's not moving against Man.
Yes, it was. It was Man City. And then Man City was playing against Sunderland.
Oh, they're both playing at the same time.
Yes, I know. Man City was playing QPR. It was a 94 minute. Balotelli was there, and then she was. So that was a legendary season. Ferguson was the coach of Man U at the time, the best coach of all time. And then it was Mancini's first year. And Romero won their first ever year.
Yo, Al, I didn't say this last year. What I said last year was I'm gonna do everything with my friends. My friends are gonna eat this year. I did that. I literally did what I said. If my friends don't want to elevate and do what the fuck I'm gonna do, that's okay. That's fine. Again, promise you. We're not gonna do that, Nico. We're gonna do South America. I think it's best if we do South America. You bet South America.
I think South America seems like cool.
It is.
That was a little bit out of my
The Middle East is just right now. People are gonna be like, Aiden and Sneeko are in the Middle East, and just like I don't want to like.
Like I was in Lebanon and now I'm in Boston. Like it's just not.
Honestly, are these countries all close to each other? Why don't you just say all these countries? How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12. Wow, we do one country a day. Isn't it like an hour flight?
You gotta get visas as well, possibly. No, something like we're planning. But I would say, yes, some are dangerous. For example, Colombia, you're getting like high cost security everywhere.
We got West. He's very far out.
You're gonna need some things everywhere. It's a lot of money. All the countries that are playing. You're gonna need private jets.
Of course. We'll lease a jet.
Okay, I think it might be more than
Realistically, what, 3? Almost 12. Yeah, you're right. We might want to stay like 2 or 3 days in Colombia.
There's so many places in Brazil, Rio, Sao Paulo. You wanna.
When's the best time to go?
Now is their whole year. Just walk there all year.
So December.
I would say December is a really good one. Right on Thanksgiving time. And you know, Arabs speak to Arabic. I put a lot in this.
I want Arab actually. When you get the. Okay. He is a very good Arab.
And you know, he knows more. He's protecting from the
For real?
Yeah. He knows people that are down to get.
But guys, he's really fucking good. He's really, really good at this shit. Traveling. He's really good. W Sneeko loves Sneeko always. My God. Always.
Big screen part two coming streaming on the web. We have there everything's coming. Everything's on stage on the system.
You got good ones, right? Thank you, sir. Alright, shots. I got a Glock in my Rari. I got a Glock in my Rari. 17 shots, no 48. Alright, chat. All love, y'all. I'm actually getting off screen. Probably. Sorry. Alright, guys. Alright. What did I say? This smells so weird. It's gonna bother me. Oh my God. Let's see. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Oh yeah, the roof.
That's not what I'm not burning. Can you guys see that shit, dude? I'm not burning. How old am I actually? What do you guys got? Hey.
No, not copyright music. No. Hey, turn that off. Turn that shit off, man. I don't want to be listening to that. I don't want to listen to that shit, man.
You guys think he's gonna hit 3K or not?
They're investing in Ethereum? Oh my god, man. He's investing in Ethereum.
You guys think he's over at 3K or not? Okay.
Hey, shut up, man. Stop with that copyright shit. We ain't having none of that. None of that in here. Is he gambling? Oh, he's gonna start gambling live. He's gonna start gambling live. Damn. He's about to start gambling. I think he's listening to some Drake. He needs to turn that off, man. How doesn't he get copyright? Oh yeah, because he's on the platform Kick. That's his own damn platform. That's how he don't get copyright. But I'm on YouTube. Maybe if I owned YouTube, I wouldn't get copyright. Nah, dog. That music sucks. Turn that off.
Is this really gonna want it?
Turn that off, man. No, why? Finally turns that shit off.
I need more big water. Horrible. It's just so shit. You play really loud. If I get 3 verses, it's gonna be like, I have to get 3 verses, right? I probably can play well loud.
Yo, he just won 18,000 in a single spin.
That is kind of crazy.
Yo, he just won 18,000 in a single spin.
Zeno, you're a catfish.
He just won 18,000 in a single spin. Live on air.
Shit, I don't even know where
He just won 18K live.
y'all want to hear it. What we got?
Come on. Oh, he's playing copyright music.
Not blackjack. Sweets. Come on. Brute force? I bet.
Oh, God. Bro, that's trash. Turn that garbage off.
McDonald's customers were shocked over the weekend after they were greeted by Donald Trump at the drive-thru window of a McDonald's restaurant in Philadelphia. Donald Trump immediately got to work swapping his suit jacket for an apron to start the shift. Donald Trump worked the floor across the entire McDonald's restaurant, from salty fries to having a chat with customers at the drive-thru. And meeting fans desperate to save America.
Save us, Donald Trump! Save us! We need you to save us! Donald Trump! Save us, please! Kamala Harris! The United States totally isn't screwed! Save us!
Philadelphia lined the surrounding streets, waving flags and cheering USA, USA.
US gay, US gay, US gay. US gay, US gay, US gay, US gay, you is gay, you is gay, you is gay.
Despite reveling in the buzz of the day, Donald Trump didn't pass up an opportunity to take swipes at Kamala Harris.
I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's. I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. So, President Trump! Well, that's a good-looking group. Hello, everybody.
He then made a hilarious quick response to a reporter's question, saying, "I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala."
I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
Are you going to put this on your resume?
I never worked here.
Why would she lie about something like that? What would we put on your resume?
I worked at McDonald's.
Why would she lie about that?
Why? Because she's lying Kamala, that's why.
Donald Trump even had a conciliatory moment with the media pack, where he gave them some French fries.
Go ahead. There's plenty of them in there for you, okay? I have these. You want to move them back?
But MSNBC wasn't convinced. Unsurprisingly, the hosts and guests piled on Trump, saying the McDonald's shift was a stunt and that he appears to be unwell.
If you're on his campaign, and I know you are certainly not, I'm not making any implication of that, but what is the logic behind this, going to a McDonald's? I mean, we know the guy likes Big Macs and filet of fish, and he's used the word love to describe the way he feels about the food there before. But what's this about?
There's no logic.
What's up, Celestial? Bank guy. I already showed off the sauce earlier in the stream. It's Frank's Red. Frank's Red hot sauce. Delicious, man. So good. I love making these wings. That one looks like it's gonna be really good. Nice and crispy.
To it. It's a stunt. He has not put forth an economic agenda. He, as you know, appears to be not well, and he's engaged in some really bizarre types of activities during this campaign. So this is just another one of those stunts that he will continue on through the campaign. And I think that we need to really focus on making sure that he is not elected, of course, because he is a threat to our democracy, but also the Harris-Walsh agenda is about the economy, reducing the cost of living, reducing the cost of prescription.
I'm here for the whole plate. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, these are good. Microwave an egg. Nah, I don't got any eggs. Could boil an egg, but I don't really want boiled eggs right now. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, these are good. Sorry for the low lighting right now. You know, it's almost 3 a.m. here. Eating chicken wings at 3 a.m.
Alright, so you've heard of flipping phones, you've heard of folding phones, but technology never slows down. So welcome to a phone with both. The world's first tri-fold phone. This is the Huawei Mate XT is what it's called. So I'd heard about this thing, I'd seen some videos online, but it's also a Huawei phone, so it's China only. So knowing that I'm never going to daily drive it, I didn't want to get too caught up, but it's so interesting. I just had so many questions, what is it like to use? What are the creases like? What are the trade-offs? How hard is it to carry a triple folding phone? What the case is like? Why is it called a trifold when it only technically folds twice? I need answers. So I was like, all right, I need to get my hands on one. I reached out to D-Brand and asked, can you guys get me a contact where I can buy one? And I never asked questions, but they're always able to pull it off, and they did. So I spent the money, I imported the thing, and now I can give you a tour.
Eating hot wings at 3 a.m. and watching politics is legendary. Facts. I mean, I'm watching Marcus Brownlee right now. Well, this is so much spicier than I thought it. Usually Frank's Red hot sauce isn't spicy, but this bottle is really spicy. Wow. Usually it's not spicy. I mean, it's supposed to be spicy. It's hot sauce, but usually it's not spicy. The FBI just did a crypto scam. Yeah, the election's coming up, hey man. The election. Ooh. Come on. That Donald Trump did a shift at McDonald's. Oh.
Kamala Harris's campaign is in tatters after consecutive weeks of disastrous gaffes, stumbles and mumbles out on the campaign trail. Sky News All-Stars James Morrow, Joe Hildebrand and Danica DiGiorgio take a look at Kamala Harris's latest word salads and ask if she's ruined her chances at election victory forever. Kamala Harris's campaign is going from bad to worse. The presidential hopeful has fumbled several softball interviews over the past fortnight, was demolished during her interview on Fox News a few days ago, and missed the all-important Al Smith dinner, which gave Donald Trump free rein to roast her without a right of reply. Her new strategy of showing her face is backfiring, causing mass panic on the eve of the election, reveals Sky News All-Star James Morrow.
On to the front of U.S. politics, and I tell you what, it's been another awful week for the Kamala Harris campaign. Not only did she flail her way through that Fox News interview with Bret Baier, but she also chickened out of going to the annual Al Smith dinner, a gathering in New York of New York City's most prominent Catholics, where traditionally politicians and presidential candidates give each other a bit of a light-hearted roasting. But she didn't show up, which meant that Donald Trump had the field to himself. And I tell you what, he didn't miss.
Everyone knew Kamala would struggle in a sit-down interview with Fox News, but no one could anticipate just how badly she would do, reveals Sky News All-Star Joe Siracusa.
How do you rate Kamala Harris's Fox News interview performance, and how important is that interview to this election, do you think?
Well, look, I think she did very poorly. Look, I know all of her supporters said she did a wonderful job. Actually, the body language was quite different. She couldn't answer the questions. She kept going back to her comments on her nominating speech.
Wings or drums? Definitely wings. Definitely wings. I love chicken wings so much, man. I love chicken wings. Chicken wing, hot dog macaroni.
At the Democratic convention when she was handed the nomination, she did very, very poorly. And I imagine her minders put her on that show thinking, this is the last gasp. And she's running out of oxygen here. I mean...
Sky News host Danica DiGiorgio agrees, saying Kamala bungled the interview.
Look, speaking of eye rolling, my loser this week, I had to give it to Kamala Harris.
Oh.
She's one big eye roll altogether. I thought maybe, look, her real test came when she did the Fox News interview. I thought, okay, this is the real test. She bungled it. This is my favourite part. Have a look.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that truly follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying. 79%.
More Fallout? Hell yeah! I should do more Fallout tonight, shouldn't I?
In office for 3.5.
Maybe I'll do another Fallout stream tonight. Do you know the pop it out technique? Oh yeah, I do. I don't like that because sometimes you get some cartilage. I don't like the ends because sometimes they'll be more chewy. So doing that pop out method, sometimes you'll get the ends and then I don't know. I don't like the ends of the chicken wings because then they're sometimes chewy and stuff, Ooh, why was that so spicy? Usually it's not that spicy. I think the pepper helped with it. I added a lot of pepper So I think that made that extra spicy. I do thing where I take out the bones one by one, like before you eat the chicken. Yeah, I would rather just get chicken breast and then cut it into pieces and then eat the chicken breast as pieces. I like eating the chicken just off the bone, like corn on the cob, you know? I just like to eat it like corn on the cob. Whew.
Years. And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I mean, she can't even answer the question. She goes back to these lines, these pre-prepared lines, and she rolls out Donald Trump stuff. She's got no clue.
She hasn't. Look, if she's having a bad hair day, she blames Trump. You know, I mean, Trump, she is so obsessed with that.
She is.
She's a psycho. I really believe.
You're right. She's obsessed.
So honestly, I mean, they manipulated it. They, came late to the interview.
No, that's for chicken legs. Chicken legs. What, eating it like corn on the cob? Heard it now, I gotta see the cat. Oh yeah, the cat's always meowing. Cat. Aslan. 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 You're never quiet. Cat. Aslan. Watch. No. Let's fucking go. I try to stay away from politics. It affects us all. I don't have a good opinion about Democrat or Republican Party. Yeah, I prefer the Republican Party, but I don't like either right now. I don't like either. Like both Kamala and Donald Trump are both pretty terrible, but I definitely prefer Donald over Kamala. Like, man, if Kamala gets elected, it's gonna be a really rough next 4 years. Hopefully humanity can actually survive. And it sounds dramatic, but like just what's gone under Joe Biden, she's the vice president, and yeah, we're heading for World War III, and America has the world reserve currency. They have the strongest military. They by far outspend all their adversaries on military. They have military outposts all around the world. So, if we're heading to World War III, that reflects terribly on the American leadership. And who's been the American leader throughout these past couple years that started wars? It's been Biden and Kamala. So, yeah. And imagine how weak America will look on the world stage if they have a woman in charge. Like, I'm sorry, but a woman doesn't exert strength, especially a woman like Kamala. It doesn't exert strength. So, I mean, Donald Trump's old, so he doesn't exert strength either, but he has that, he looks like he has wisdom. He looks like he has power. So, like, Donald Trump exerts more strength than Kamala and Joe Biden. Cute cat? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's cute. W opinion, man. Like I said, either World War III or lower. Yeah, either World War III or lower the gas prices and groceries. And yeah, we have a problem here in Canada too. I'm in Canada, and we have a problem with our leadership. He's been prime minister for almost 10 years, and if he wasn't in back when Donald Trump was in, we would have had the Keystone XL pipeline created. But he's a liberal, so he didn't want to build on native land, so it really affected our economy. And since now we put all these sanctions on Russia that have like raised gas prices and everything, having that Keystone XL pipeline from Canada to America would have done wonders for the economy and for gas prices. But no, that kind of all fell through because of our leader, Trudeau. It would have been one of the biggest pipelines in the world. And that fell through. I should do a Fallout stream in a bit here.
Maybe only 15 minutes. So, he's been criticised for bullying her. Well, God, he had to get the questions in, and she didn't answer them anyway. Why would you waste your time?
And it's not bullying, it's actually asking hard questions, unlike CNN and the rest of those lefty loonies over at the other channels.
And immediately after Kamala's fumbled Fox interview, she and her team made the foolish decision to skip the Al Smith dinner in New York, which allowed Donald Trump to command the spotlight and double down on criticism of her, reveals Sky News All-Star Steve Price.
I tell you where I wanted to be today. It was the best television I've seen for the last couple of months. Donald Trump. He headlined something I'd never heard of before, which is the Al Smith Memorial Foundation dinner in New York City. Now, it involves prominent politicians from around the country taking the opportunity. It's a Catholic church fundraiser, Joe, so you'd love it. But he was allowed to get up there and have a dig at everybody in the room. And I was sitting there watching Chuck Schumer and the former governor of New York, Bloomberg.
This might be a dumb question, but do you Canadians care about American votes? Also, if you do a follow stream, I'm going to subscribe to watch. Okay, sounds good, man. Yeah, I'll do a follow stream in like an hour here, and care about American votes. I don't know what you mean by American votes. Like, I know in America you guys have a problem with the mail-in ballots. I don't know if we have that problem here. I know our elections in Canada are pretty rigged, but in America, I know you guys have that problem with the mail-in ballots. So yeah, but I don't know what you mean about American votes. People should be focused on as taxing China. 400%. We shouldn't be worried about Russia. That's definitely true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, China's just going to come out of the shadows, and they're going to be a much bigger threat than Russia is. And Russia could have been our ally. Like, Russia wanted to join NATO, you know, back in the 90s when the Soviet Union collapsed. Russia wanted to join NATO, but Russia was denied because they didn't meet certain requirements. And yeah, so Russia could have been our ally. And I don't know. It's all who are president. Yeah, I care who's president. It affects Canada a lot. It affects the whole world, but especially Canada, since we're America's neighbor. So it affects Canada a lot who's president. But it affects the whole world. I actually believe Donald Trump is still president. Why do you believe that? Donald Trump isn't president. It's Joe Biden. And Kamala Harris is the vice president. Like, Joe Biden's with the Democrats, Trump is with the Republicans. They're completely different parties, but the parties aren't all that different, honestly. They have a few key issues they disagree on, but yeah, they aren't all that different.
Michael Bloomberg sitting there with these stony faces, not wishing to smile or laugh. Have a look at the great Donald here. Have a look at this.
As you may have seen, Kamala did an interview on Fox News yesterday. It went so poorly for her that the Democrats have been forced to install another 100 drop boxes throughout the city. And the upside really is...
that's what we were just talking about. He was making a joke on the mail-in ballots. She did so poorly at her recent interview that she had to install an extra 100 mail-in mailboxes or whatever. So how does a president affect Canada? Honest curiosity. Well, it affects Canada in a lot of ways. Obviously, tariffs and stuff, but yeah, like Donald Trump is probably not necessarily, but a little bit worse for Canada. Like, we need to get a conservative leader here in Canada, but yeah, like Donald Trump is gonna stop the freeloading of Canada, because currently Canada is freeloading on NATO, and Donald Trump wants to stop all the freeloading because, you know, America contributes the most to NATO, obviously, and there's a lot of countries if you're in NATO, you're supposed to have at least 2% of your GDP going to your military, and Canada isn't meeting those targets, and that's a pretty small target, right? So Donald Trump wants to either stop or kick out all the countries that are freeloading, and I don't think any of the countries will want to leave NATO, because that would be a threat to their government. So yeah, I think in a lot of ways Donald Trump might be bad for Canada, but he'd be better for America than Kamala. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of Canada anymore myself. I got a lot of issues here in Canada. I don't think I'll be moving to America, but one day I'm probably moving to Thailand, or yeah, probably Thailand. I was thinking the Philippines, but probably Thailand. But it's possible one day I could move to Florida or somewhere around there, possibly Texas. I'm still looking at places, but I'm mostly set on Thailand, like 10, 15 years down the line. If I was an American, I would be, because if a lot of people realize American politics affects the world. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, American politics do affect the world, because especially because not just military wise, because America has the best military in the world, but also they're the world reserve currency. Like, for example, I look at American politics mostly because my investments. I'm invested in gold, silver, and somewhat in Bitcoin. I'm going to start selling my Bitcoin now that's up so high. If it keeps going up, I'm going to start selling all of it. But I'm invested heavily in gold and silver, and pretty much the things that make gold and silver go up is the American dollar, the American economy. So that's why I look at American politics so much. For example, right now, gold has been going up crazy because in America, there's this election coming up. So it's very, it's volatile. People don't know what's going to happen. And when you don't know what's going to happen, you don't want to be in dollars. You want to be in gold and silver, the safe haven asset. So lots of people are buying gold and silver right now because the election's coming up, and they don't know what's going to happen with the US dollar and inflation. So I mostly look at American politics for my investments, but I'd say a good quarter of it, I also look at American politics for obviously the military, because yeah. A vice president can't take the president's spot. When they step down, they have to get elected. True, yeah, Kamala never got elected. She never got elected in the Democrat Party. She just pretty much took that spot from recommendations or whatever, right? Because Joe Biden kind of dropped out last minute, so they didn't have a time to put in votes, cast ballots. So they just inaugurated her as the Democrat 2024 nominee. So yeah, that's pretty messed up. And it's funny because the Democrats are always talking about how Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Democracy is based upon voting, and you guys didn't vote for Kamala. So the hypocrisy is insane, because Donald Trump was elected in as the Republican candidate. Kamala wasn't. She just, poof, she's there last minute. It's crazy. So as an American, I was taught that Canada is a land of happiness and freedom. You don't fight and stay out of conflicts. What would happen with Canada if World War III happened? Canada would be screwed. Like, we're not allowed to have weapons here. We're only allowed hunting rifles, and I have a lifetime firearm ban, so I'm not allowed any guns. Canada would be screwed. That's why I want to move to Thailand, because Thailand's cheap and you're allowed guns and weed is legal. So yeah, I want to get guns, and I can't get guns in Canada. So I think Canada would be screwed, because if the government collapsed, like, you got to think right now across the world, the governments are pretty much collapsing, especially here in the West, like the UK, Canada, America. Our governments are collapsing under debt. Our debt levels are at World War II levels, but we're not in World War III yet. So what would happen if we went to World War III, but our debt levels are already at World War II levels when in comparison to back then? So like, it's terrible. Like, our debt to GDP ratio is World War II levels. So it's terrible. If we went to World War III, our governments would collapse. How would they collect more? They're already taxing the hell out of us. The taxes in Canada are crazy. Taxes in America are crazy. Like, people in the 19th century, there was like a civil war in America over a 1 or 2% tax. That's how the Civil War started. That's one of the reasons the Civil War started, is because there was a 1 or 2% tax. Now taxes go up to 40, 50%. There's no Civil War yet. But even with those high taxes, the government is still collapsing under its own debt load, and we're not even in World War III. What happens when we enter World War III? Are they going to raise taxes to 99%? you get a paycheck and you only get to keep 1%. The government, like, nobody can even afford to live as it is. How are they going to raise taxes, keep raising inflation, and fund a foreign war? They can't. So yeah, I think the governments will just collapse, and there'll have to be some type of reform. It'll be like Argentina. I don't know if you know what happened in Argentina recently, like, well, about a year or two ago, not recently, but it'll be kind of like Argentina. They'll have to do a lot of restructuring with the government. The government will still be there, but it's going to be pretty much a completely different government because they're going to do a bunch of restructuring. And hopefully when this restructuring happens, a lot of countries don't go to communism, because that's possible, you know. Who knows? I highly recommend Texas. Yeah, Texas is pretty cheap. I like Texas. Good with gun laws. I think weed is still illegal there. I don't know. But yeah, I like Texas. I've looked at Texas and Florida. Those are the two main states I've been looking at for America. And it would also be, I wouldn't, like, I'd probably fly to, but it'd probably also be easier to get a pass or like a citizenship in America than in Thailand. Describe in 4 words one world currency. CBDC. I mean, that's letters, not words. But yes, central bank digital currency. But the world reserve currency, the one world currency is gold. That's God's money. I don't think there ever could be one world currency, because the United States dollar has already kind of tried that, and it's failing now with these sanctions. I mean, they're trying to start up BRICS, the BRICS currency with China, Brazil, Russia, South Africa, stuff like that. But that's not going to be global. The only currency that's actually global is gold. I mean, there's silver too. You can argue Bitcoin is. But the only recognized currency across the world with governments and everybody is gold. That's, you know, Russia buys gold, China buys gold, the United States buys gold, the government, like the governments I'm talking, the people buy gold. So the only one true world currency is gold as of right now. Living in a major city is America. A 1-bedroom starts at $1,400. I mean, that's not that bad here in Canada. I just moved out of a city called Calgary here in Canada, and like a year ago, I've been living in this apartment. My rent just went up to $1,050 a month for a 1-bedroom, but I'm in a small city. I moved out of Calgary, and my rent there for a studio, not a 1-bedroom, for a studio was going up. It was going up to like $1,250, but I looked a couple months ago, and for that same studio now it's like $1,600, and it's not even downtown. It's like kind of on the outskirts of the city. $1,600 for a studio. That's not a 1-bedroom, and that's Calgary. Calgary is not even the largest city in Canada. You know, there's Toronto. Toronto's even more expensive, and you got to think, if you're getting an apartment downtown, you know, you could be paying like $5,000 a month downtown for a 1-bedroom apartment. So $1,400 actually isn't that all that bad. 3, I'm high as hell. If you think gold is God's currency, then read the Bible. It is God's currency. It's controlled. It's not made by man. Every currency on earth, obviously besides like silver and stuff, is made by man. Gold is God's currency. It's been here way before humanity has ever been on earth. You know, gold dates back to earth thousands and thousands and thousands of years before humanity ever existed. And there's only a set amount of gold on earth. It's set by God. You know, when it comes to inflation, the government just prints more money with paper. When it comes to Bitcoin could be hacked. Bitcoin was still made by man. You know, gold is God's currency, and many of the gold coins you buy even say, "In God we trust." And ironically, gold is one letter away from literally being God. Like it says, you know, gold, take away the L, it's God. Like gold is God's currency.
Because Kamala now sees the benefit of deportation. She wants to deport people. She's vicious. She wants to deport people. She wants to start by deporting Brett Baer, Fox.
I tell you, he didn't back off at all. Some of the gags that were written were really tasteless. Amanda, Kamala Harris chose not to attend. Good decision, bad decision?
I think it's a bad decision.
decision. If you're wanting to lead a country, you're going to have to attend things you like and you don't like. That's just part of the role. And it also shows good sportsmanship to turn up to things that you don't particularly like doing. You know, that's what we expect from our leaders. And it's a missed opportunity for her. If you turn up and you can engage and you can show people that I'm lighthearted, that I can...
Bro, I want to go back to cigarettes. I don't like vaping with this juice, artificial flavor stuff, but thinking about when I smoke, because I don't even like smoking cigarettes. I like smoking out of the bong, like tobacco. I like smoking tobacco out of the bong, not out of cigarettes. I'm sorry, I'm not religious. I just try to educate myself on things. Yeah, it's all good, man. I'm sorry for giving this stream to politics, but it was great to hear something about this. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm watching politic videos, so yo, I didn't know YouTube had lives like TikTok. Yeah, it's been like this for a while. They actually promote these live streams in the shorts feed. That's probably how you found it, hey? These vertical live streams they're trying to compete with TikTok. So if you do a horizontal live stream, you know, from the side, they don't promote them in the short feed, but if you do these vertical ones, they promote them in the YouTube shorts feed. They're trying to compete with TikTok. That's exactly what they're doing. Also, you slammed those wings, brother. Yeah, they were so good, man. I love it. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, YouTube's really trying to compete. Last time I used TikTok was like 2017, or I guess I downloaded it a couple months ago and used it just to follow someone, but I only ever really used TikTok back in I think 2018 was when I had an account and I posted. One of my videos got over 100,000 views on TikTok, but I thought that was a lot back then. I guess it still kind of is a lot. I think my most viewed short on this channel got 13,000 views, but back then I thought 100,000 views is going viral, and it's really not. 100,000 views is pretty much nothing. But back then I was so excited. I got 100,000 views on one of my TikToks randomly. I thought it was so much. Why are you up so late? Yeah, I don't know. I've been up late recently. It's weird. I've been playing too much Fallout 4. It's been keeping me up late. You're a W, brother. I wish you the best for you. Have a good night, mate. You too, Celestial Bankai. Yeah, I'm gonna make you a moderator, bro. That still is a lot. 100,000? Yeah, for a smaller channel, but you know, like, look at Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast can get 100 million views a video. I got 100,000. Compared to Mr. Beast, that's nothing. Like, he gets that every video. I got 100,000 views on one video and thought I went viral back then. It still is, yeah. Yeah, for a small YouTuber, or for a small TikToker, I guess, it was good. Yeah, TikTok was like, that's when it was starting to blow up, was in 2018. That's when there was that one TikTok that, I don't know if you remember this, but there's that one TikTok, that one like, why you hit or miss? I guess you never miss, huh? You got a boyfriend. Something like that. I bet he doesn't kiss you. Something like that. And yeah, that's when TikTok was first blowing up. Change of subject, because politics can get kind of weird. What's your favorite Fallout 1? What's your favorite Fallout 1? Fallout 4 is my favorite Fallout. That's my favorite. Mr. Beast is lame anyway. Weird stuff going on. Yeah, lately there's been weird stuff going on with him. That's true. That's definitely true. I don't know what he's... Why has 2024 had so many people getting exposed for liking minors? Like, how hard is it to stay away from minors? I don't get it. Like, I don't know, man. 100K is a start to money, brother. Not on TikTok. TikTok back then didn't pay anything. I think now it pays something, but I'm pretty sure on TikTok you only really get money from live streams, and that's when people donate to you. I see sometimes on TikTok people are asking for, like, I see on YouTube there's live streams that are reposted, And then people on TikTok are asking for these things called galaxies, and I don't really know how it works, but I think galaxies are money. It's weird. Message deleted by Celestial Bonkai. Speaking of, how old are you, LMAO? I'm 23. Did you beat New Vegas? I played New Vegas a couple years ago. I never beat it though. No. I did beat Fallout 4 though recently. That was pretty fun. I joined the institution. That's who I sided with. One good thing of Trump does get an office again. The P are going to be Epstein Island Falls be released. Oh, Epstein, yeah. Hopefully. I remember when people were asking for Donald Trump to free Joe Exotic. Remember that guy, the Tiger King? I don't think he ever got freed. So I don't know, maybe. Like, the president gets pretty busy, so stuff like that can kind of get put on the back burner, and then they kind of forget. Oh, okay, that's chill. I'm 20. Nice. I'm from Texas, by the... Nice. Yeah, Texas is pretty cool. One of the places I'm thinking about moving. Ban Key. Oh, I thought it was Ban Kai. Okay, Ban Key. Okay.
On October 8th, Bethesda's design director and lead writer...
Ban Key, you had it right, Lo. Ban Kai, okay. Ban Kai, okay, I thought so, yeah. Because I've heard of that brand before, Ban Kai Namco, I think it's called. So that's why I thought your name was Ban Kai, and I guess I had it right, yeah. Ban Kai Namco, you know that? I think it's a gaming company, actually. When do you do live streams so I can moderate? Oh man, I'm live a lot. Mostly on Fallout 4 recently. But I'm live a lot. It's kind of random times, but usually I try to do at least an hour a day of streaming, but recently, the past month, I've been doing about 5 or 6 hours a day. It's crazy. I've been doing a lot of streaming. Hey King, what's up, Metric Sphinx? Welcome to the stream. Oh, Bleach anime. Yeah, Bleach. I seen that 10 years ago. It was pretty good. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. I grew up in the area he lived in. He always struck as Mr. Beast? Are you talking about Mr. Beast? I mean, that is true. Mr. Beast always has been kind of weird. There's that one... Like, I remember... I was subscribed to Mr. Beast way back, before he even had 1 million subs. And what he was doing back then was... just, I mean, I knew he had potential, but who would have known Mr. Beast would have got as big as he did? I would have never thought he would pass PewDiePie, and nowadays he has like 3 times PewDiePie's subscribers. It's crazy, but yeah, back then I remember he was giving money to homeless people. He was counting to 100,000. He was saying Jake Paul like a bunch of times. And he was doing weird stuff even back then. But yeah. Chris though was a normal guy. It's so weird. I didn't see Chris being a weird guy. He just seemed like a normal southern dude. And now look at Chris Tyson. Oh man, that dude is how he went from like normal southern Christian dude with a family to whatever he is now. I don't even know what to call him. Her, him, her, whatever. Bleach is my childhood. The series is pretty good also. Yeah, you get my name right. So it's Ban Key. It's not Ban Kai then? I did say Ban Key. I said Ban Key. And then you said I had it right the first time when I said Ban Kai. So it's Ban Key. Ban Kai, Ban Key. I don't know, man.
Emil Pagliarulo put out a series of tweets in defense of some comments he made in an interview with Games Radar about the then upcoming Shattered Space DLC. If you go back and look at that interview, there's nothing outrageous in there. It's all pretty standard marketing, Pat. But the problem is what's not there. For a lot of Starfield fans, Shattered Space needed to be this game's version of Phantom Liberty. It couldn't just be another DLC. Bethesda needed to do more.
Joe Exotic. Oh, yeah. Oh, Joe Exotic. Yeah, Joe Exotic. Yeah. Aslan. Yeah, Aslan's doing Aslan. Hell yeah. Oh, wait, were you talking... Oh, wait, I think you were talking to Psycho when you said... I thought you were calling me Psycho. I was like, oh, okay. Wait, did Psycho say your name wrong? Wait, I think he said your... I don't even think he said your name. I don't know. Wait, so is it Ban Kai, Ban Key? I'm just gonna say Ban Kai. I think it's Ban Kai. But I think the gaming company is called Band Kai, not Ban Kai, right? But your name isn't based off the gaming company. I don't think. It's okay, but I think it could have been better. The new Bleach. I haven't seen it. I haven't been following Bleach in over 10 years.
This time, fans needed Starfield 2.0, a major revision that would fix a lot of things that everybody's been complaining about for the last year, but neither Emil or Bethesda said that, or even acknowledged fans' growing disillusionment over the state of the game. Starfield's been a divisive game from the start, but opinions have soured over the year. Steam reviews remain mixed for the main game, which is bad enough, but Steam users are even more negative about Shattered Space, which, as of recording, has mostly negative reviews. Ouch! Emil's tweets were meant, at least in part, to actually respond to the criticisms that he didn't address when promoting Shattered Space. The thread starts with a token attempt at reaching a...
Starfield is trash. They need to just give up on Starfield and really focus in on Skyrim. They cannot fail with Skyrim. It doesn't have to be some masterpiece, but it's got to be a good game. Starfield was trash. That game, just scrap it. It's done. It's done. You know, they need to focus on Skyrim now. Because if that game is as bad as Starfield, Bethesda's done. They're done. They can't screw up Skyrim. Got it right the first time. Look up Ichigo Bankai, and you understand. Ichigo Bankai? Ichigo Bankai. Oh, it's from Bleach. Oh, it's Ichigo Kurosaki. Damn, you made me mod, okay. Yeah, I make anybody mod who's been here for a little bit. Not too long, but a little bit. Also, have you seen the new trailers for the newest Fallout? There's a new Fallout coming out? Wait. Japanese Fallout? How are they making a new Fallout? They're still working on this new Skyrim for the past 10 years. More than 10 years, I think. What happened to Japan in Fallout universe? Fallout 76 is going for $14 now.
Understanding before it quickly devolves into Emil's usual defensive language when responding to criticism. By the time he's saying that, if folks have played Shattered Space and still don't like it, that makes me sad, honestly, and just know that we've also been hearing from plenty of people who love it. We've completely lost the plot. The point was that he was supposed to address how Bethesda views themselves versus how their fans see them. Because from the outside looking in, it seems like Bethesda's pretty unaware of the problems many people have with Starfield and don't understand that they need to fix stuff. Or worse, they are aware and just don't care. They're just completely disinterested in addressing those problems. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, all of this leads me to ask, just what the hell is going on at Bethesda? So, if you're unaware, and honestly, considering how many people bought the premium edition of Starfield but never logged back into Play Shattered Space, I assume that's probably a lot of you, but Starfield's first major DLC released on September 30th, 2024. Early review copies were not provided, and in general, the DLC got okay reviews. The important thing to keep in mind is that the DLC isn't horrible. It's not some kind of completely broken disaster. It's just nothing to get excited about. It's more Starfield, and that's the problem. In some ways, it is an honest improvement. The DLC is set on a single planet. It's got unique points of interest spread out on a specially made map. Once you enter the DLC area, you never have to get on a ship or go anywhere else. The entire story is set in this one spot, and it's pretty nice looking for what it is. It's an odd choice to exclude one of the primary parts of the game by having no space stuff whatsoever in the DLC, but it's, whatever. It seems like it's kind of them admitting to themselves that flying around in space feels like filler more than anything else, and if they get that, fine. I'd rather not have the filler if they're not going to improve that aspect of the game. The DLC focuses on House of Va'ruun, the third major faction that was conspicuously absent from the main game, which could be intriguing, but it's all the same tepid writing and simplistic mission design that's defined Bethesda Game Studios' recent output. It all ends on a non-choice that barely matters, and your one Va'ruun companion almost has nothing to say about returning to their capital city, which you would think, given the context, would matter a little more. The thing about Bethesda games is they're always kind of flawed. They've never not been that. Like, there's so many issues you could level against their previous games. We ignored that because the things we liked were great. The world design, the sandbox nature, the gameplay, the rewarding exploration. Those are things that keep people coming back to Bethesda games.
Not just that, but the storylines. The storylines are always good. Starfield, I don't know. It started off good, but then it just felt so bland. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the world building, I guess. It's all that money they've been getting from 76. I sure hope not, because 76 didn't... I never played 76, but didn't look that good. And I know it had a lot of controversy when that game came out. BRB, Starfield was the worst 70 I ever spent. True. I torrent all my games. I torrented Starfield, and I played it for 5 or 6 hours. The first hour is like, this game could be good. And then I realized how trash it was, especially getting in the spaceship and just, oh man, it was terrible. So I downloaded it for free and I still felt scammed. I didn't even pay for it and I still felt scammed because it was a waste of time. I sunk like 5 or 6 hours and I was like, this game sucks. I tried giving it a chance, and every hour that went by, I realized how trash the game was. And so I didn't even pay for it and I felt scammed. Message deleted. Wait, what did he say? Hey, aren't you that guy from Chris Hansen? No, I used to watch Chris Hansen when I was a kid, but never talked to Chris Hansen. I'm 23. I don't think Chris Hansen even does that show anymore. Holy, my predictions are coming true. I said that Fallout 5 would come out way before Elder Scrolls 6. I hope not. I mean, I do like Fallout, but I like Skyrim way more. Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5 is my favorite game of all time. So, I like Fallout, but like the black sheep of the game, Bethesda, they are now. They used to be the best. They used to be the best studio. Hi, Alistair. How are you? Hello, Alistair. Chris Hansen used to watch. Damn. Yo, Celestial Bankai. Appreciate the moderation. Usually my mods don't ban people. I don't ban people because I just don't feel like I should. But if my moderators want to moderate, I appreciate it. What's up, Alistair? I feel like creators who ban people just for talking bad about them kind of just want to live in an echo chamber, so I don't like doing that. But if my moderators want to moderate, then I'm not going to tell them not to. Look up the Japanese version of Ichigo saying Bankai, and you. Okay, I'll search that up now. Ichigo saying Bankai. Bleach. Ichigo's new Bankai. Oh, is that like one of his forms? It's kind of like Super Saiyan, but in the Bleach world. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen Bleach. And back when I watched Bleach, I was probably 13 or 14. It was among the first anime I ever watched. Bankai. Wait, so I am saying it right. It's Bankai. Bankai. You gotta say it like in the Japanese accent though, right? Celestial Bankai. Understand your frustration, but I think this is why they're pushing out all the new lore, the Fallout series. Yeah, I haven't seen the Fallout series. I might have to watch that one day. People have also been telling me to watch the Squad, the DC universe. I don't know if I can say that word, but the Squad, the new anime. But yeah. Oh, original. Yeah, I watched it way back. Probably 2014 is when I was watching Bleach. And I watched, even back then they had a couple hundred episodes, and I watched all the way to the end, and I just never got back into it.
And back in their heyday, the bugs and the nonsense was almost considered charming. Because the fact is, the stuff they do right, when they're doing it right, they do better than almost anyone else. I don't care what anybody says, nobody manages to make games that are quite like Bethesda's games. But the problem with Starfield is the game doesn't really play to their strengths, I guess. In fact, more so I might say, it makes their weaknesses so much more apparent. Over the years, there's negativity surrounding their games. Like I mentioned, the bugs being charming. When there's some kind of a problem, people start orienting themselves towards the idea that maybe those bugs aren't actually that charming. But usually the positivity outweighs it, and that ends up kind of not being a problem anymore. A lot of people hated Fallout 4 when it launched, but the overall impression of that game is still actually quite good. It doesn't seem to be happening with Starfield, though. It's been long.
Bro, the overall impression of Fallout 4 is amazing to this day. And same with Skyrim. Like I said, it's my favorite game of all time, Skyrim. And Fallout 4, I've been going through that. It's awesome. It holds up well. And I've been, scrolling through my YouTube now that I've been streaming so much Fallout 4. There's still so many Fallout 4 streams of people that are live to this day playing Fallout 4. Like, I highly doubt in 10 years from now there's going to be many people playing Starfield. Starfield sucks. It really does. I don't give warnings, I'll ban somebody. It's good. New animes are wild, lol. You need to see the series. Okay. The Fallout series? I'll have to watch that then. Yeah, new anime are wild, but there's still some good ones. Like Solo Leveling is a recent anime. Solo Leveling's awesome. And there's always been weird anime. There's always been edgy anime. Like if you go back to 2010 4chan, the anime board, there's so many weird anime back in even 2010. And I'd say from 2010 to 2018 is like the prime days of anime.
Enough for that to happen, and it's not. And that's why for fans, Shattered Space was really important. After the Cyberpunk 2077 DLC did so much work rehabbing that game's reputation, expectations were really high for this one. What Emil said, and I'm sorry, I don't want to rag on the guy because he gets more than enough of that already, but when he said maybe it's a game of expectations, he's 100% right. He may be trying to imply that fan expectations are too high by saying that. If you look at the rest of the reply, it really comes off that way, but he's not necessarily wrong. People were expecting a lot from Shattered Space, and for good reason. The bar has really been raised for DLC of that type, especially given the conditions.
It's not even that, though. It's not even the Cyberpunk DLC, but look at the look at the Fallout 4 DLC. I'm going through the Fallout 4 DLCs right now, and they're amazing. And I haven't played the Starfield DLC, but to do that, I'd probably have to beat the game, and I don't want to re-download Starfield and play that trash again. Honestly, it sucked. It really sucked. Plus, Starfield's like triple the size when it comes to gigabytes of Fallout 4. So, it takes up way more storage, but it's way more boring. I'm not downloading that trash again. You need to see the series. All right, brother, it's 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I need to be up by 7 a.m. for work. Oh, damn, you got to work tomorrow. Yeah, take care, man. Have a good sleep. Or I guess at this point, it's more of a nap than a sleep. But yeah, hope you're not too tired. Those days suck. We stay up to like 5 in the morning and then go to work a couple hours later. Oh, those are rough days, man. I hope your work goes well. Take over for me, Psycho. Yeah.
Rounding it, that the game itself didn't get the reception that the developers were hoping for, certainly. There are problems with the game and stuff that makes it look like less of a disaster than Cyberpunk 2077, but of that nature, which contextualizes the DLC and its expectations. We've had some high-profile messes.
See, the base game of Cyber 2077 was much more fun than the base game of Starfield. So I don't know what he means by that. Like, Starfield was way more boring than Cyberpunk. I don't know what he means by that. Like, Cyberpunk, you can drive cars. The story was more interesting. The guns in Cyberpunk are way cooler than Starfield. The world is cooler than Starfield. I don't know what he's talking about. Even the graphics are better than... Like, Starfield has good graphics, but Cyberpunk just kind of takes it up one more notch. So I don't know what he means by Starfield makes the base Skyrim game, or all these games with S. Cyberpunk, I mean, Cyberpunk has a C, but, it's still pronounced the same.
That have been fixed by the developers in recent years, Cyberpunk being one, No Man's Sky being another, and maybe not to the point where this is the norm, but if anybody was going to do that, certainly it would have been Bethesda with one of their high-profile new IPs, right? Or hell, take Cyberpunk out of the equation. Rogue Trader has the Void Shadows add-on. Takes twice as long to get through compared to Shattered Space. Includes a new companion, new enemies, weapons. It costs exactly the same amount as Starfield's DLC on its own. Also, when you buy it, you get the second DLC too, which looks like it's going to be just as fully featured as the first one. I mean, it's not actually even fair to compare this to Phantom Liberty. That's practically a sequel to Cyberpunk built in the same engine with a level of presentation beyond any other RPG out there, and it costs $30. In comparison, Shattered Space's 10 or so hours isn't really anything special. It's not even up to the standards of Bethesda's other DLCs like Far Harbor from Fallout 4. The closest comparison Shattered Space has to their older stuff is Dawnguard for Skyrim, but even compared to that, it is disappointing. Dawnguard improved the vampire gameplay. It added werewolves and a bunch of new weapons and enemies. Shattered Space has some new stuff too, but not in a significant amount. And certainly, it doesn't add anything major to the experience. It all pretty much feels the same. If the general opinion of Starfield were better, most people probably would be fine with this, but it's not, so expectations are, of course, higher. To the game's credit, they did recently patch the game with a few improvements by adding a buggy you can use to explore planets, but, I mean, I don't want to say that that really matters that much. Everything else we've seen from Bethesda makes it seem like...
They added one buggy. Bro, this guy's like picking at straws to actually make Starfield kind of seem better than it is, and he's still, trash talking it, because Starfield is so bad.
Business as usual. That's actually the part that's particularly frustrating people. There's a lot of fans who want the game to be better, and for Bethesda to take the criticism seriously and address those complaints in a more serious way.
Starfield doesn't need to get better. There's no fixing Starfield. The whole game's just trash. They could fix one spot and the game would still be terrible. They need to focus on Skyrim. I'm telling you, Starfield's a lost cause. It really is. There's no fixing it. Protect this man at all costs. Mondays will be Mondays, brother. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, you should get to sleep earlier after you get off work because you'll be exhausted. So it is. Yeah, Starfield sucks. There's no fixing it. See, that's the thing about Cyberpunk. It seems like this guy's comparing it to Cyberpunk, being like, oh, there was a DLC for Cyberpunk and that fixed everything. Cyberpunk was still, the base game of Cyberpunk was still decent. I know a lot of people had glitches, and on the older consoles like PS4 and Xbox One, it was kind of laggy and stuff. I had no problems with the base game of Cyberpunk. It wasn't anything amazing or special. The graphics were amazing, but other than that, it wasn't anything special, but it was still a good game where, like, Starfield's trash. There's no fixing it. There's nothing to fix. The whole game just sucks.
Messaging from them is generally deflecting criticism or just blaming the fans for expecting too much from itty-bitty little Bethesda, a game studio with more than 450 employees and multiple support studios behind them that's owned by Microsoft, which is unfathomably huge. They can't pretend to be the little guy, but their interactions with their own community are pretty consistently amateurish. Remember that time Bethesda responded to negative Starfield reviews by copy-pasting messages saying essentially that the review is wrong and actually Starfield is great? Or when Todd Howard explained that the reason Starfield was so divisive was because it was too different, completely ignoring the fact that a lot of the game's problems are things the studio has struggled with for decades now. Bugs that have been in the engine since Oblivion. Weird quirks like stuff disappearing from your house, the dull workman-like writing, the inconsistent world building, and repetitive points of interest, the extremely basic quest design. These are all issues the studio has always struggled with. Believe me, it's not because it's too different. And that isn't to say Starfield doesn't have a bunch of exclusive problems on top of all that, but come on. The phrase toxic positivity is getting thrown around a lot lately. But given the way Bethesda chooses to present themselves, it's not hard to see it as a workplace where confronting difficult truths is suppressed and where everyone is expected to be positive no matter what. From reading Todd Howard's interviews, and others at the studio even, they seem legitimately surprised and kind of confused by negative fan reactions to Starfield. Like the thought never crossed their minds that people wouldn't like it. It's like when you read about Concord and how much of an expensive disaster that game was. It's a game that for the entire design process, nobody stopped and said no. They looked at all these designs, at the whole story-driven, whatever that is, and the amount of money that was getting pumped into it, and everybody down the line said, yeah, that's fine. Or even better than fine, it's going to be a hit. Even though, no, anyone with two eyes can tell you Concord was going to be a flop. I'm not going to lie, there's things about it that looked cool. I liked the heavies, the big robot heavies, but that's like one thing. I always try to give new IPs the benefit of the doubt, try to find positives in them, but let's be serious. I don't think anybody really thought Concord was going to catch on. But the difference between Concord and Starfield is that Bethesda is a proven studio with a track record of things that people like. They have a unique position in the industry where they're basically the only ones making the kind of game they make, and it just so happens to be incredibly popular, so they kind of have a massive captive audience. For a while, at least, that was enough. They weathered criticism in the past and came out smelling like roses, mostly due to the fact that their games have been satisfying for their very large captive audience. Starfield's situation is different. The voices against it aren't getting quieter, they're getting louder. And the more Bethesda tries to ignore or dismiss them, the more clueless or callous they appear. But here's the thing. Starfield, by any metric, is not a failure. According to statistics, it's the 11th best-selling game of 2023, and that's with it on Game Pass and not selling on PlayStation consoles. It's made some money. There's no doubt about that. But most players picked it up, played through it, and then stopped. That's not how Bethesda's other games have gone. They have long tails that people tend to really hook their claws down into it and make it do what they want to do. Starfield, on the other hand, seems to have lost most of its audience, and they don't seem to be coming back. This is imprecise science, I admit, but compare the amount of people playing Starfield now compared to Skyrim Special Edition, which is a game that exists right now and has more than double the player base.
Holy shit. So Skyrim, a game that's over 10 years old, has triple the players of Starfield that came out, 2 years ago? That's crazy. Yeah, Skyrim is such a better game than Starfield. I think Bethesda realized it's a failed project. I sure hope so. They've got it, and they've really got to focus in on Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 6, because if that's a flop, You know, Starfield's not a game that they can keep releasing for the next 10 years because people aren't going to keep buying that trash. The reason why, you know, Skyrim got released on how many consoles? I have it on my Switch. I beat Skyrim for like the 12th time on my Nintendo Switch last year. And they released that on so many consoles. Skyrim for 10, 12 years, they're releasing that on new consoles. Starfield's not a game they can do that with. Say, for example, the Switch 2 or the Switch 3 comes out and they re-release it. Nobody's going to re-buy it. Maybe new people who haven't played the trash will buy it. But nobody who's played it's going to buy it because that game's garbage. You don't want to replay it. Well, I took a test in why I feel like, and I have COVID. Oh, wow. You have COVID? Sorry to hear that, man. But luckily for you, it's not too dangerous. It's kind of just like the common cold. I'm going to fall asleep soon, but I'm back. Well, welcome back, man. I think I'm going to end the stream. I might head to bed soon. I don't think I'm going to be able to do another Fallout 4 stream tonight. But definitely tomorrow. I'll be back with more Fallout 4. But yeah, those chicken wings were good. Really good. I'm going to make more chicken wings tomorrow. And probably some tacos or maybe some more burgers. I made some burgers today. Those were so good. I'll make some more burgers with my ground beef tomorrow. That'll be delicious. And play some Fallout 4. But I appreciate you all tuning in. Psycho, Celestial, Bankai. I can't do the Japanese accent again. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Yeah, and I'm gonna end it here.